Welcome back, Rudy, and you're watching Alpha Investments. And so, HASCON 2017. You guys remember this? Because I just bought it. This came in a collection from that judge a few days ago. So this 4-card set from HASCON 2017, was it? Or 2017, I think. So I received the contact of an individual. I thought it was individual, but apparently it's a store. So apparently a store has he just said between 1 and 300 of these things. And he's trying to unload. The individual contacted me and wanted to unload all of them. And said, hey, Rudy, I know you're a magic investor, blah, blah, blah. Is this something you'd be interested in purchasing? I said, look, I'm going to be very blunt with you. I would probably purchase it, but I'm not going to give you crap for them. And the probability of us actually coming to an agreement on this 4-card set, remember it's 3 cards and there's a token in the back, for those of you who are kind of trying to figure out, there you go, the 4-card set. I told the guys that, look, what the problem with this situation is what we talked about before. Originally, when the San Diego Comic-Con stuff came out, and originally this HasCon, when these specialty things come out, these cash grab, couple cards in a fancy plastic package, it drives a lot of hype and a lot of Timmies rush out and throw money at people's faces. The problem is the hype cools off. People realize, I don't really care. It's not, the foiling. It's the from the vault foiling. It's just a couple cards. They're pretty useless. They're neat. They're remember of it's remembrance of an event and a time. But past that, I really don't care about it. I don't really want it. What happens is the hype cools down, and then everybody moves their focus to the next big thing. Whether it's the next Comic-Con, the next specialty product, the next Ultimate Masters, the next box topper, the next spell book, the next some sort of premium product. And, or I guess the next Throne of Eldraine, the collector's set with different card frames and with a lot of money. So what happens is you have this vacuum of money that comes and goes. So originally, when that vacuum absorbs and the price inflates, I don't remember what these originally were. Were they like $50 or $100? Somebody told me they were only available. I remember I never went to HasCon, but I was told they were only available if you bought like a $600 package to go to Hasbro's event. And you got that for free for paying $600 for this entry premium package. I hope that's not true, because that seems really ridiculous. But think about it. What do you do with it now? What's the market cap? How many people really want the product? Because the product came out, I remember these were like, what were they, $150, $200 on eBay at the peak? A year ago? I don't know what they break down to. But here we are in mid-2019, 2 years after HasCon, and they're on eBay for like $150, and nobody's willing to buy them for $150. You look at sold listings, people are actually only willing to pay about $100. So if I were to sell something like that on eBay, and with hundreds of these things I'm getting stuck with, I'd have to sell them for $99 or $89, and after shipping and fees, you're going to net what, $70? $75? I mean, I don't know what these originally were package deals, but there's just no money in this stuff. And that's why I tell you, everybody out there, the guys, the girls, the beautiful 3%, the aliens from Pluto, whatever, wherever you are, these are collectible and they're neat, but they're not an investment vehicle. There is no long-term growth on products like this. They are collectible. They are not investable. You're always going to have exceptions. Rudy, look at From the Vault. Did you see From the Vault? It had the Mox Diamond. What, Rudy, did you see? There's always going to be an exception, everybody. But when you look at these new modern 2016 Ford specialty flashy items, I'm telling everyone over and over, be very careful. I mean, think about it. Anybody watching this, if you had the opportunity to buy 300 of these things, what would you pay? Would you even buy them at all? Would you pay $100 a piece times 300? I mean, are you willing to pay that? I mean, how much is that? What was that? I was going to say $3 grand. I think it's 30 grand. Are you willing to pay 20, 30, 40 grand, depending on the quantity, for a 3-card HasCon with like a Nerf War card? And who are you going to sell these to? In the future, what is the potential price appreciation? What's the potential market share? You have to think about these type of things. That's not the same thing as saying, well, Rudy, you put 30 grand into Battle Bond. Okay, well, do you understand the difference? The Gambler's Premium, a draftable product, it actually has playable cards. They're unique. It has a lot of different avenues to use the product. You can sell it sealed. People like to crack it and have a Friday night fun time. You can break it apart, sell singles. There's a lot of different directions you can take when you deal with a product like that compared to dealing with something like this. And that's the problem, everybody, is, I hate to say it, because when I first got the email of, Rudy, would you be interested in purchasing a couple hundred HASCONs? I was like, wow, that's all right. That seems kind of cool. I only have this one. I just got it from last week. And I said, that's pretty cool. But then the more I kind of cooled off, like I slept on it. Again, you never do any big deals without sleeping on it. Always wait a day, sleep with it, sleep with your significant other, reanalyze. And I woke up and I was like, what am I going to do with these things? Do I want to get rid of the packaging and save space? But then you ruin that fancy allure of people wanting to experience that. So you got to keep them sealed. And it's not a booster box. There's no randomization. It's got cards that are not playable. It's got cards that warp because they're from the Volt style foiling. How do you handle this? And that's why I came to the conclusion I didn't even counteroffer. I just respectfully declined. And the gentleman was very surprised. He kind of just said, really? And I said, look, man, I'd have to literally give you like $50 a piece, maybe less depending on the quantity, to make it worthwhile for me to tie up the capital for 12, 24, 36 months, for me to assume the risk of finding buyers out there, and for me to kind of go down that path. For it to be worthwhile for me, and tie up the money, the time, and assume all the risk, that's where I'd have to be. Because right now, I see a product that after eBay and shipping and fees, I can get $70 a piece. So right there, to even make $20, you have to pay $50 or less. And, and this guy's trying, in his email, his opening offer was like over $100. He's like, well, maybe like 108. But, if you want to do them all, maybe we'll get you down to 100. I said, dude, no. I was like, they don't even sell on eBay. They're selling on eBay for less than that. After shipping and fees, I can't even get that. I was like, I think the best approach, I told this individual, I said, look, the best approach for you is to sell them on eBay and pretty much take your time. List one at a time. Don't put a listing for 300 of them up. Just sell one at a time, relist one more, and slowly sell them off over a multi-year time frame. So you don't flood the market. You don't freak people out. You just do it, but it's going to take a lot of time and patience, and you are going to run into probably a 1 or 2% bad buyer fraud rate, and you have to just be patient. There's just nothing there. And I don't think in 2 years from now, the price is going to be any higher or lower. There's simply just no demand for this stuff. For some reason, we are in this era, everybody, where Wizards is just like they are PhD, professional, MD, Batman symbol, everything after Wizards of the Coast name. They are good at what they do. They are specialists. And they have the ability to just market and twist and hype it where it gets people just through the roof to just kind of throw money emotionally without being without being logical in the short term. And that's a very dangerous, to mix those emotions with money is a very dangerous thing. And, I wanted to focus just on one HASCON product today. I was going to do all the San Diego Comic-Cons and talk about different things, box toppers, spell books, but I figure I want to focus on one. I'm going to turn a couple of the other ones because they're older and they have longer time horizons, like the original San Diego Comic-Con. I can turn those into whiteboard videos since we have a lot of time frame to look at the charts. Something like this, it's only been 2 years. You can't really do a lot with it. But I really wanted to let everybody know, what would you do? Would you buy something like that? If so, what would you pay for it? Is that worth your time? Think about what's involved. And if it's going to take you 3 years to sell something, selling, one every 2 weeks, only selling 2 or 3 a month, the cost of capital and the actual opportunity cost and the actual inflation or, the risk-free interest rate of, even if you're comparing it to a CD paying 2-3%, how are you going to compare that? How are you going to handle that? Because in my personal opinion, there's no opportunity there. There's just nothing you can do with these type of products. And I warn everybody over and over, moving forward, this is going to be the norm. I'm telling you all, this stuff, this is the future of Magic. Premium, flashy versions. And they're great, they're cool, they're neat at the beginning, they're flashy, they're collectible, but under no circumstances are these investable good products. There is going to be no growth on these products. It's just a unique novelty item. These are not reserve lists. This is not a sealed box of Dominaria. This is simply a plaything. Be careful. think that stuff through. I hope you learned something today. My name is Timmy, and you're watching Rudy's Emporium. Other than that, giggity. Am I right?